All right. We're on to part two, and I want to thank a couple of commenters. I have Jeff Princevale 1301. He gave me the strategy to make sure I remind myself to use the extended bursts. Um, so that way I can, since I have the weapons maintenance skill, I don't have to worry about it locking up, because when you do the extended burst, there's a possibility you might lock up, you might jam your weapons when you do that. So and I got to remember that. So I appreciate that. And then Johnny Mustang 760 reminded me of a couple things that I need to remember. So I wrote them down. By the way, I do write everything. I do write them down. First off is when I am at it with a two-seater, they always draw two cards. They draw one for maneuver and then one for to see if how many hits the rear gunner gets. I got to remember that when I hit the two-seaters. Second, tailing gets a bonus tail hit. So if I'm tailing them, which this makes sense to me, it's one of those things that I was like, there's got to be a good reason. So if you are successful in hits, basically any cards that, remove all hits, you get an extra tail hit if you're tailing them. So I got to remember to do that. And that's something that I'm going to try to make sure I remember to do that. And then I did the reflex fire wrong. The one thing I got to remember is that the reflex, I use it, I fire, I give him hits, but then he gets to fire back, or he'll get to maneuver, one of the two, depending on how things start. Now, if I start advantage, they're going to maneuver, but basically I get a free hit on them, and no problem with that. So that's just one of those things that I'm going to go through and get through. So I have 2 victories. I'm not to an ace yet. I still need 3 more to go. We are in October of 2016, and as we do, we roll the dice to see how many patrols we're going to get. And in this case, we are going to get 3 patrols. Also, I think I did give myself, somebody had mentioned that the prestige level. The prestige. So when I did the flight training, I got the free prestige because I did the extra carousing. And I got to remember I did the extra carousing. I'm going to make a note of that. Extra carousing. But when I had my other one, I had this recognition of skill. I returned from the mission. I never gave myself my prestige point or my prestige level increase. So I got to do that, and I'm gonna do that off camera here to the side. But needless to say, if we go over here, I've done that. So prestige level 2, experience points is 1, prestige points is 2. So I did take care of that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and start flying our mission. I'm going to try and do something a little different with the way I do the videoing. We'll see if it works out. I wasn't happy with the higher up view. You don't get to see how cool some of the stuff is with that. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to try something different, and let me know what you guys think of it. Hopefully this won't be a one and done type thing. so we can go through that now. So, since we're on our next month, I did shuffle the cards. As you can see, there's no discards. And we're still in 1916, so we're going to go here. So I'm going to go ahead and roll the dice. And we've got a 7. 7 will be a defensive patrol. And on a defensive patrol, we are looking at patrol occurs in friendly territory. So basically, a defensive patrol, we're only going to go to this spot right here. So I'm going to go ahead. I've got the card down here. again, there's some multiple ways you can play this, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to keep track of my endurance down here off camera as we go through, and then you'll see how I think I got a way I want to do this. So we'll see how it goes. So let's go ahead. We're going to go to our encounters. So we are friendlies. So we're going to roll the dice to see. We're on takeoff. And here we go. We got 7. 7 is 7 is nothing. So then we're going to go to the defensive. So we've reached our enemy line, friendly line. So I'm going to go for this one right here. 10. 10 in this case is nothing as well. All right, so one of the things I was looking at was the loiter. So I could technically head back right now, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a endurance point, and I'm going to loiter. So loiter basically means you just stay around and see if we can get an encounter. So I'm going to go for one more encounter here to see what happens. And I get a 7, and a 7 is nothing. So that's enough there. So I'm going to go ahead and move back and see what we get here. A 9, and since we're here, we're going to do a 9, so that's nothing. So this mission is now a success, and we are good to go. So I'm going to count this as a success, but no encounters. So now we're going to go ahead. We're going to find our new mission here. So new mission. Okay, still 1916. So 4. 4 is a line patrol. And again, a line patrol, I must travel to no man's land. So we're doing a line patrol. So line patrol goes all the way out here. I'm going to reset where I'm at. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at the enemy encounters. Here we go. 4. 4 is nothing. So now we're over friendly. 7. 7 is nothing as well. Now we're going to be over the line patrol. So now we're over no man's land. So this, I have a better chance of getting this. 8. 8 is a fighter. All right, 8 is a fighter. So let's find out which fighter we're going to get. And I've got to flip it over to the right side. And what fighter are we going to get here? We are going to get a fighter 5. So we are going to get a Halberstadt D2. So let me go ahead and get that set up and go from there. All right, so I've got us set up with the Halberstadt D2. So now what we need to do, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the map out of the way here and just put our deck of cards right here so you can see there. Okay, so I have my Newport 17, and now I need to find my Halberstadt D2, and hopefully I can find it quickly. And so I found it here. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll to find out the position, and we have this right here. So let's go ahead. Something low, please. 5. Oh, we have a 5. 5. Player starts advantage. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to start advantage. And what we're going to do is we are going to use our reflexes, which means I get to fire first. He doesn't get to do anything. And I'm going to do the extended burst. Now, with the extended burst, here it is. I'm going to roll a 2d6 on this and see how many extra hits I can get. Now, it will cost me 2. So I got 6. So it will cost me 2. So we'll put that down there so I don't forget. So a 6 is a 2 hits and 1 weapon jam. This is where having the weapons maintenance, I'm going to use that for this turn here. So I'm going to get, at a 6, I'm going to get +2 hits. So I'm just going to make a note of this here. Just somewhere here, +2. Okay. So now, because I did the reflex first, he does not get to do that. So I'm going to find out. So I have a weapons power of 3. So I'm going to get 4 + 2. So I'm going to get 6 hits on him before it even happens. Now, let's keep myself straight here. So I've got some D6s here. So I've got 6 hits. So let's go ahead and roll for the first hit. There we go. We're going to roll for the first hit. Where's my damage? So first hit on him is a 52, which is a canvas. So that sucks. 5. Next hit is a 12, which is a port strut. So damage to a port strut. It's right here. Okay. 36 is a controls. That's good. That's really good. No agility, so automatically his agility, and by the way, he has a 9 speed. He would have been on 11, but now he's a 9. Okay, so now we're down to 3. Of course, it's the one that was on my finger. There we go. 32 is another canvas. So now we're down to 2 hits. That's an 11. That is a crew injury. Okay. So now we have, for crew injury, we have to roll here and see who gets hit. It is a 6, so it is the pilot. So we got to find out what's going on here. Well, let's got to roll the die here. So we're going to roll the white die. And what do we get? 2. Light wound. So he is light wounded. It's right here. All right, so the pilot here is light wounded. No, they don't actually have. Oh, there we go. He's light wounded. Pilot wounded. He's light wounded. Okay. And then we have our last hit. So this is our last hit. 26. 26 is another canvas hit, so that doesn't do any damage at all. So let's go ahead and remove our hits. Now, he does get, since he's advantage, he's going to use maneuver, void 1 hit, and encounter ends. Dang it! The encounter ends. Well, that just sucks. Now, I do aircraft lost. An enemy aircraft may crash en route home due to battle damaged. So he's got damage, so we did that. A crash occurs on D10. Add 1 per occurrence for fuel leaks, none. Sphere wound pilot, nope. Any hit away from DE. Well, my controls is 1 hit away from DE. So I get 2. So basically, if I roll a 10, so if I roll a 9 or a 10 on a D10, let's see here. What do we get? Oh my goodness. We get a 10 or a 9. So we get a +1. So that is a 10. So we do get a crash. Now we have to see if they actually get us. Now he crashes, but I do have to roll a d6 to see if I get credit for it, because somebody has spotted. So you receive credit for victory only if this was spotted by someone. On a 1d6 roll of 1 or 2, you receive credit for this victory. Here we go. 1 or 2, 1 or 2, 3. Ah, dang it. It's a 3. Okay, so this one was exhausted. And so, yep, we are all good on that one. So that kind of, we had a good thing going here. Okay, well, let's get back to the map then. All right, so we're back at it. We're not going to loiter. We had one. We didn't take any damage, but I'm only down to like 4 ammo. So I'm not going to try and push my luck on this one. So we're going to go ahead and move back. to the friendly, and we're going to roll. So that is a 5, and that's a fight. That's another fighter. Okay. So let's see what fighter we have. So just so you know, so 5 is a fighter across the board. The double asterisk is if we were in Italy. Well, we're not in Italy. So now let's see which fighter we're going to go against. This could be fun. Let's see here. 3. We are going to go against the Fokker D3, which we've already taken out one of these. So now the only thing is I've used my reflexes and I've used my maintenance skill. So we'll see how this turns out. So let me go ahead and get this set up for us. All right, we're all set up here. We've got our Fokker D3 here. He is flying in. So let's find out if we get a position on him or not. We got, so that would be an 8, and I think that is, yep, that's head on. So that's head on right there. So again, I've used my reflexes already, so that won't be anything. So here we go. We're gonna go after it. Now I only have 2. I still do have my lucky charm, so we're gonna see how this goes. Okay, so we're gonna pull 2 cards, and we're both gonna fire at each other. Okay, which is not good. He has a 5. And I decided to fire, and I have a 1. So let's go ahead. We're going to get my 1 hit. Dang it. 63. Oh, is his forward weapons. Now, his forward weapons are inoperable. Okay, so I've taken out, but he still gets his hit because this is simultaneous. So he gets 4 plus a crew injury. So let's see how this goes. First one is 65. 65 is a canvas, so that's his first one. So he's down to 3 hits. Okay, second one is 14. 14 is another canvas. 2, this is a second, got 2 more. 44 is a canvas, and his final hit, this is nice, is 62, which is, well, a starboard strut. So we have a damaged starboard strut. Okay, which is awesome. That's all we got out of it. Now we do have to do the crew injury, and we'll see what happens here. So we roll 2d6 to find out. 4, so it is my pilot. And 4 is a serious wound. Yeah, I think I'm going to be okay with this serious wound. Yeah. Serious wound to a pilot results in their attempting to disengage into, well, yes. So he's seriously wounded, but the other guy has no weapons. So in the grand scheme of things, we're okay. You know, we were going to let him go anyways with that. So there's a particular rule on this, and I need to check that out real quick. Okay, so I was looking for it and I found it. It's gallantry. So it's 11.9 says a player may allow an enemy scout who has his forward weapons knocked out, or a two-seater with a dead observer or tailgun inoperative to simply escape and combat ends. After following this second time in a different dogfight, he is assumed, after allowing this a second time, he is assumed to have gained a reputation for gallantry and gained. So this will be my first one, so I'm going to allow this D3 to escape. I technically could go after him, so this isn't like all like that. So I'm going to allow them to escape, and then we are going to go and we are going to head back to the map and go from there. So I'm disengaging and I'm headed back anyways. So most likely this will be it. So let's go back to the map and finish off this mission here. All right, here we go. So we are now over, we are in friendly skies. We're going to take off landing, which is friendly. Sorry, I didn't get my arm in the way. And a 7, which is nothing. So then we go for the landing. So now I got to take a look at this because this may actually cause me a problem with landing. So serious wound is a +1. So as long as I don't roll, I do need to roll for weather. Yep, I do need to roll for weather here. So I need to roll a d10 for weather because that could adjust it. I forgot to roll for weather for them. So 5, that's good weather. So as long as I don't roll a 12, we'll be okay. And I roll an 8, so we are good to go. So we land safely, and it was a success. So we have landed safely, and we have success, but we got a serious wound on this one. So I need to find out if there's anything else I need to work on that one. So, all right, so I have to do the serious wound here. So I have to roll 2d6. So let's find out. Most likely, this will be the end of this video. Will it be the end of the series? We'll find out, and we may miss quite a bit. So let's find out what we got. So we've got a 6. A 6 is we have a broken arm, and we're going to miss 3 months. So broken arm. We're going to miss 3 months. So we're going to miss November, December, and January. So we are going to come back in February. So serious wound, serious wound, serious wound. So this is how I mark my sheet here is these 3 months are serious wound. So I'll have to check on the promotion on that right there to go from there. Unfortunately, we did lose one. So 1, 2, 3. I mean, technically January I could come back, but I'm just going to go with them as 3 months. So we'll come back February with that. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I was pretty sure I was going to be okay. The worst case scenario for the serious wound when it was if it was a KIA, I would have used my my good luck charm, but I really want to save that for if I get a KIA so I can re-roll something or pull a different card. I'm keeping that one very, 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 very stiff on that one. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I got things right. Thanks for those that gave me the pointers and the tips. I didn't have great luck with this one, but I did allow that D3 to escape because their front weapons were destroyed, were inoperable. So hopefully it all goes good. So looking forward to the next one. We'll start, in this case, we'll start in February of 17. So we're going to be in here and we'll see how things go. Unfortunately, like I said, I ended up with a broken arm with my battle with that Valkyr D3. And got to take 3 months off to recover, and we'll be back from there. So, hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will talk to you later. Have a great day.